If you're even remotely interested in personal finance or investing, chances are you've heard the finance gurus say repeatedly that you should start investing in dollar-denominated investments or in any investment in any currency that's stronger than the Nigerian Naira. And you've probably been hearing more of this in recent months with all that's been going on in the world lately. And it's not just good advice now, it's been good advice for a long time because the US dollar has been stronger than the Nigerian Naira for decades. In fact, the last time that the Nigerian Naira was stronger than the US dollar was in 1985. And it's been a sad tale for the Nigerian Naira ever since. But back to the matter at hand. Why should you be investing more in dollar-denominated assets? Isn't investing the same everywhere in the world? As in, isn't a 20% return on investment in Nigeria the same as a 20% return on investment in America? What's the big deal with investing in dollar-denominated assets? Hi guys, my name is Tito, and in this video, I'll be talking about why investing in dollar-based assets is smarter than investing in Naira-based assets. Now, before I go on, please do me a favor and like this video. I know it's easy to forget to like a YouTube video, but it really does help, and us YouTubers really do appreciate it. So please click on the like button and be a darling and click on the subscribe button as well. It's the red button just underneath the video. Now, really, there are two main reasons why investing in dollar-denominated investments is smarter or better than investing in Naira-denominated investments. And those are devaluation and inflation, or as I like to call them, the old 1-2 jab of messing up your Naira investments. Let's begin with devaluation. Currency devaluation is the deliberate downward adjustment of a country's currency against another country's currency. It's usually done by governments to combat trade imbalances, but that's a separate story altogether. Anyway, in late March, the Central Bank of Nigeria devalued, or as they said, readjusted the Naira to trade from 360 Naira to a dollar, which it had been for about 2 years, to a new official rate of 380 Naira to the dollar. Although in the black market / the parallel market where the dollar is a bit more accessible, it trades for somewhere between 400 and 420 Naira. For the sake of this video and for the sake of example, let's just say it's 400 Naira to the dollar. So what does this mean for your investments? Now, say for example, at the beginning of the year, on January 1st, you took a $100 bill and 36,000 Naira and you put both of them underneath your bed and you left them there for 3 months. By the end of March, after devaluation had taken place by the central bank, that $100, which was worth 36,000 Naira on January 1st, is now worth 40,000 Naira at the end of March, while the 36,000 Naira cash, which was worth 36,000 Naira at the beginning of January, is still worth 36,000 Naira at the end of March. Now imagine you took things a step further and you invested those sums. You invested the $100 bill in a dollar-based investment, and you invested the 36,000 Naira in a Naira-based investment. Now, without considering the interest rates on both those investments, the dollar-based investment would also have grown, while the Naira-based investment would have remained the same, because devaluation happened in March. So, at the end of the day, which investment was the wiser one? Clearly, the dollar-based investment. And this happens each time the Naira is devalued against the dollar. The dollar becomes worth more while its previous Naira equivalent remains the same. Or does it remain the same? And this brings me to the second jab, inflation. Simply put, inflation is a sustained rise in the general price level in an economy. It means that for one reason or the other, the prices of goods and services go up, thereby making the cost of living more expensive. In short, inflation reduces the value of your wealth. In fact, former American President Ronald Reagan said about inflation that inflation is as violent as a mugger, as frightening as an armed robber, and as deadly as a hitman. And also in March, in Nigeria, the inflation rate rose to 12.2% from 12.13%, which it hit in January. So remember that 36,000 Naira that was underneath your bed between January and March? Well, when you brought it out at the end of March, it was no longer as powerful as it was when you put it there in January, because inflation had taken place and now it can buy fewer things than it could back in January. And so also it's the same with investments. Inflation reduces the value of your investments, especially when the rate of return or the interest rate on your investment isn't higher than the inflation rate in the economy. Now, that's not to say that inflation doesn't happen in America. It does. It's just not as harsh. I think in America, the annual inflation rate is around 3%. So there you have it, guys, the old 1-2 jabs of devaluation and inflation and how they negatively affect your Naira denominated investments and assets, which is why it's better, at least for now, to invest more in euro, dollar, or pound denominated ETFs and index funds, mutual funds, real estate, and stocks. And the beautiful thing is that all that is not only possible, it's very accessible with the technology that's available today. So look out for future videos on how you can invest in such things on this channel. Whew! I really enjoyed making this video. If you enjoyed watching it, please like this video by clicking on the thumbs up button, especially if you didn't do so earlier. And so that the subscribe button doesn't feel like an abandoned child, you can click on the subscribe button as well and turn on notifications too. Now, I got lots of feedback from my last video on how to buy Disney stock, so let's keep up the same energy. If you have any questions or comments about today's topic, you can leave them in the comment section down below. I love interacting with you guys. I'll also try and leave some additional information and details in the description box as well, so look out for that. You guys are awesome for watching this video all the way to the end. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.